Hello, today we're going to go through how to assemble an Apex Ag Solutions light trap fan housing. First, let's start with all the different pieces that go into it. You'll receive your fasteners, 2-inch stainless steel deck screws, 3.5-inch stainless steel deck screws, 1.5-inch stainless steel tapping screws. One thing to keep in mind, what you will need both number 2 square drive bits and number 2 or number 3 Phillips driver bits as well. Other hardware that you'll have: top retainer bracket, left and right pieces. Top front retainer works in conjunction with those, and also the face frame angle. Your other components then, you'll have your side panels. 2 of those, these are identical to each other. You'll have 1 top panel, and you'll also have 1 bottom panel. You'll have 1 face frame panel. You'll have 1 mounting flange. You've identified all of your pieces. Your first step is to lay out the side panels and assemble the box. So, start by taking your panels, laying them out. Bottom panel, position your top panel, and then your sides. Now, one thing to take note of as you're doing your assembly is you're going to see that there's numbers. You want to match the numbers to each other. By matching these numbers, this will ensure that you're matching all the correct panels together. Okay. Once you have it laid out and in position, it's time to begin to assemble. To assemble the box, you're going to use 3.5-inch number 10 stainless steel screws. So, you'll start by picking a corner. You want to make sure that you're flush in the top, and you'll see then there's pre-drilled holes in the side. Your first step is to simply run screws through each hole. Again, make sure you're flush and you're tight. And run your screws in. Now, every one of these holes needs to receive a screw. Now, this will take care of the side. Also, you also want to take notice on the bottom here, there's also a set of holes. Again, you want to make sure you do each of those as well. Once you drive all your screws in on this corner, repeat the process on the 3 remaining corners. Alright, now we're ready to actually install the face frame. This is a 2-person job. It will take 2 people to position this. Now, one thing to take notice on this face frame is the indentation here. This will fit over the front. This will go into the inside. So keep this in mind as you're installing it. You're going to take and position your panel on. Get it into there. Set it down. Again, it just takes a little bit of moving around, but you'll see then it rests in flat. Again, that interior side went inside. We're now flat all the way around. This also helps to pull the frame assembly square as well. Once that drops inside, that will square it up. All right, one thing to keep in mind then once you're face frame is attached to the box is, again, making sure you have everything in the correct position. The bottom of the face frame that has the trim piece belongs on the same side as the holes for the bottom. That's how you know you're in the correct position. So again, your sides and your bottom have the trim piece. No trim piece at the top. All right, once your face frame has been positioned and everything's properly seated, it's time to attach it to the box. You'll attach it using number 8 stainless steel 2-inch deck screws. And again, 1 through every pre-drilled hole all the way around. And again, just as with the sides, it's extremely important that every one of these holes receives a screw. All right, once your face frame is attached, then it's time to flip the box over and attach the mounting flange. Up. Now, generally, before you tip it forward, put some scrap foam or wood in the front side. Down it goes. Okay, now that you've got everything in position, you're going to take your face frame, you need to lay it on. So, thing to do, take it, now, a couple things to note about the face frame. There is a wider top piece and narrower bottom piece, and that is your orientation. So, the narrow side, the thinner side, belongs at the bottom. Remember, the bottom is where the drain holes are. The wider piece belongs at the top. Now, once you've got it set in position, before you do your final fit, what I'd recommend doing is removing the light trap retainer. I've got one on each side. Simply rotate that and pull that out. What this will do for you is this will actually expose the remaining mounting holes you otherwise wouldn't be able to get to. So once everything's done and out of the way, you want to get this in a rough position, basically level with each of the ends, or each of the edges. You'll attach this very much the same as you did the front. One screw goes through each of the pre-drilled holes. And again, we're using the 2-inch number 8 stainless steel deck screws. Now, the easiest way to begin to do this is work from one corner. So take one corner, line it up with both the inside edges, and run in one screw to retain it. Then move to the opposite lower corner. Do basically the same thing. Again, even it up. Run one screw in. Once you've got each of those corners done, then again jump down to your third. And last, jump up. Do your fourth corner. Again, evening everything up. Once that's done, now you're ready to begin to install your screws all the way through. One thing to keep in mind as you're inserting these screws, in some cases you have to push in or pull out on the frame here. See the gap there? You just want to push that in, get it even. Once it's even, drive the screw in. You're going to find, all right, one thing to note on the face frame, the large 1/4-inch pre-drill holes do not receive any fasteners at this point in time. These actually are going to be used for when you install the light trap fan housing into the building itself. These will receive the mounting screws to hold this into the building. Once you get your face frame installed, just pop your light trap retaining brackets back in place. I do this more than anything just to keep track of them. This way they don't get lost and misplaced. Keeps everything together for you. So pop those back in. Lock them down for clips. Sometime now your box is assembled, we'll stand it up and then we'll attach the remaining hardware. Once you stand the light trap fan housing up, then we can install the remaining hardware. One note, when you do go to stand this up, because it's now uneven, we do put blocking under the front just to properly support it. Otherwise, it's going to lean too far forward and runs the risk of falling over or breaking your mounting flange. All right, so we're in the upright position. The first piece that's going to go on is your face frame angle. That sets right on top of that blocking. And all you're going to do is line it up pretty much even or flush to each end. Once you have it in position, you will mount it, or I should say attach it, to the box using 1.5" number 14 stainless steel tap screws. Basically one in every one of those holes. Once your face frame angle's on, then it's time to attach the top front edge retainer. I'm just going to set that right on that front edge. Take note, this is your long leg goes on the top, your short leg is below. Again, position this very similar to the way you did the face frame angle, just line it up with each end. Once that's in position, you need to install your edge, your retainer angles. You've got the right one and the left one. And again, noting that your side holes, your 2 holes, indicate the lower side. So that's how you know your correct position. Again, take note. Holes are down. Also over here, holes are down. All right, now you've got this in position. Last thing you need to do is you just want to essentially, again, position this so that that hole basically falls right in the middle there. Once everything's done, laid in place like that, drive everything home, again, using the 1.5" stainless steel tap screw. You're gonna run in your first corner. And with that, your light trap fan housing is now completely assembled and ready to go. Again, taking note, all of your hardware is attached, the box screwed together, it's now set and ready in place. All you need to do now is simply insert it through the opening in the building. Once that's in place, run your 2-inch zinc plated tap screws through your mounting holes in the back, and that'll hold it in place, and then it's ready to receive the fan.